Good morning. Wow, we have had so much rain recently, which has just been unbelievably good for the garden. And I was just out here this morning harvesting a few sort of tomatoes and cucumbers, and there is so much spectacular new growth. I thought I would race inside and get you, and I would share a little bit of that with you. So that's what I thought we would do very quickly. I just wanted to give you a little update in Rose Corner. These ground cover roses, I mean, that is a weed that I need to pull, but these ground cover roses have just been doing so well. And if I swap positions so that I'm not in the sun, look at this. Gorgeous are the multicolored roses doing. We have so many. They are so beautiful. And these little pink ones that I shared with you a little while back, they're still going strong. The little tiny petite pink ones. But everything is looking so nice here. And then if we step out of Rose Corner, garden's gone a little bit wild with all the rain. Do you remember the cucumber that I put out to pasture because I thought it had done? Well, that is it now. Look at it. And the ginger and turmeric are starting to come up. Can you see in the two pots there? All of this is looking so nice. The bees are out in force this morning on the salvia. They seem to really like the Gara as well. But they do like the salvia. And even the little white Gara that we planted is starting to get its little white spires for its blooms. So that's going to look gorgeous very, very soon. Oh, and can we just take a moment for the trumpet vine? Look how well she is doing on her trainer, like her trellis. It looks gorgeous from inside as well, because I can see this from my sitting room, and it just looks so beautiful having this wall. It's like a bit of a green wall. Cannot wait for the Cascade lily pillies to grow up and fill in this space. I wanted to give you a bit of a pumpkin update, just showing you here. It is doing well. It is loving life there, so that is incredible. You can see my little harvest basket there. Everything is actually doing very well. Adding the salvia into the kitchen garden beds was actually very nice. A little pop of colour, but I just wanted to show you. So far this morning I've got my cucumbers. I've got two nice fresh picked cucumbers and some tomatoes. You can see if I go in, many more tomatoes are in bags. I need to bag more. You can see in the back there's some. Tomatoes are doing really well. So that's one of my cucumbers there, and that's the other one here. Oh my gosh. And let me show you. Look at this. Look at how big it's gotten so quickly. It's a type of conifer. It has put on, like, just in the last fortnight, it has grown so much. I'm a little bit nervous. I hope it doesn't grow too much bigger. It's gonna be a bit of a disaster if it does. Anyway, we shall wait and see. This little corner of the garden is looking really beautiful. Look at little Nigel there. You can see him sort of tucked in there. But this is looking so full and gorgeous with the backdrop of the beautiful jasmine flowers. The agapantha are just starting to come into bloom now, you can see. But I thought I would take you around here very quickly and just show you, look at how the hydrangea has transformed her colour. Remember the last time I showed you? She was almost like a green-white. But now she's this beautiful pink colour. Apologies, you're getting sort of the part shade, part sun. I'll bring you back out at a time when it's all one colour, like it's fully shaded or fully sunned. But oh, she's so beautiful. I wish I could cut it and bring it inside, and maybe in the future one day I will, like, you know, they'll throw out enough blooms that I could potentially cut one, but at the moment I just can't bring myself to cut that off. The other one here is just starting to get its first flower. So can you see just here? That is how the flower starts, so tiny, and then it just grows into the biggest one of the biggest flower heads I've got in my garden. So this hydrangea is an avant-garde hydrangea. It really focused on growth, so it actually sort of, I'd say double if not tripled its size before it threw out a flower, whereas the other one really just focused on the flower. So there's not much plant to speak of, it is just this huge flower head. So that is all looking really good. Oh my goodness, and also to show you the lemon balm. Look at this. Look at how much it's grown. Do you remember all those weeks and months over winter? And I was like, it's just not growing. It's not, you know, it just sort of stayed the same size the entire time. Now look at it. It was obviously the cold weather. Not a fan of the cold weather. It didn't die off or anything, but they obviously just don't grow a lot in the cold. And then you can see in here, we've got a number of snack size capsicums coming through. Gosh, this poor little plant is producing so many. I will be having them tomorrow in my omelette for breakfast. And then, so I've got my little harvest so far. I thought I would take you down really quickly because there's a few blueberries that I want to harvest, and I want to do a flower arrangement from the cut flowers, but everything is looking really lovely. That is just a bit of a the night jasmine. Navel orange is fun. Oh my gosh, and look at this one. Can you see? That is a little baby orange. She's this poor little navel orange bush is trying to produce an orange, the poor thing. The Maya dwarf lemon tree is hanging on. Not looking the best, but hanging in there. Seedless mandarin has never looked better. And it is sad to say we did have one casualty in the orchard move. The navel orange didn't make it. So I've got 2 other navel oranges, but I had 3 obviously, but this one didn't make it. So we may actually in this video head to the garden centre and see if we can pick up a replacement to this one. And then, yeah. Oh, poor little thing. Cut flowers, look how well they're doing. They're all flopped over because of the rain. We've had so much rain and storms. Look at this. Aren't they gorgeous? Like, look at these ones. And this one's almost coming out. I'll just pan you really quickly. I've got some weeding to do. All of this is looking so good. Peach tree's looking great. Gosh, that rose is just loving life. Look at it. Look at all of this growth. It needs to be tied up. But it's doing so well. No flowers as yet, but that is perfectly fine. I've got fertilizing to do as well. I want to do all the fruits and vegetables and the roses. But you can see that one in there as well. You can see a little lizard. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if it comes through on camera, but there is a little lizard racing around back there. But whilst we're down here, there's just a few, not many, but I don't want to lose them. Oh, and look at this. This is the Atherton native raspberry. Do you remember when I got it? And it was like a little kind of stick. Look at all that growth. It is very happy. I'm so pleased. And so the Bixby blueberry doesn't have any blueberries on it. But as you can see, I have got a few blueberries kind of happening, some flowers, but I've got a few blueberries in here. Can you see? And then in some of the other bags as well. So I'm just going to harvest a few of those. I am actually going to pop the camera down. I don't think there's a good place to put you down here while I harvest these ones. Just a few little blueberries there. Obviously not a massive harvest, but I will add them to my pancakes on Sunday morning. So sweet. They are brand new blueberry bushes, so I'm definitely not expecting to get a lot of blueberries from them this year. Alright, I'm going to take my little harvest inside, and then we're going to pop back out and get some cut flowers, and we'll arrange them in the kitchen. Oh, it is absolutely scorching hot today. They are forecasting storms again for this afternoon, which, I mean, it doesn't seem like it at the moment, but it never seems like it. But yeah, very, very toasty. Okay, let's head on down. Sorry, I got distracted there. There was a spider and I was just waiting for him to move. Use my little pillar there. All right, now, see, this is where I struggle with cut flowers. So a part of me doesn't want to cut any of these flowers because they're so beautiful. That is why I have specifically made this little cut flower bed down here. I can't see them. I don't get to appreciate them at all. So it encourages me to cut them. Otherwise, they're just going to waste down here. I'm going to probably take quite a number of these sort of white, almost like straw flowers, the white and the purple. I'm definitely going to take this one here. And I might just see about these ones. I would like them to get a little bit taller before I cut the flowers, just with how my arrangements go. So we'll see. I'll see how low down I can cut it. I'm just, yeah, a bit concerned. Anyway, we'll see. So I am going to pop you somewhere while I kind of go around and cut some flowers. And then we'll have a little hunt around in the cottage garden area and see if we can find some really beautiful greenery to add. So I've made two little piles. These ones are for the bin. These ones are for the vase. So let's have a little hunt around and see if we can get some greenery. I definitely need to invest in one of those flower harvest baskets. You know, you see those ones and they're completely flat, but they've just got little curled sides. That would be unbelievably helpful because obviously it does not fit in my normal fruit and vegetable harvest basket. So that might be something that I have a little hunt around for in the coming weeks, just to make getting flowers a little bit easier. So greenery found. I'm definitely learning what goes well, like added greenery, what lasts well in a flower arrangement. Obviously some things don't have a long life once they've been cut. So it's kind of, you know, trial and error. But I've added some greenery. Now, I have a bit of a spider phobia. So all of these basically now go into the laundry, into the sink there. And I kind of just leave them in a little bit of water in case there's spiders or anything, just to kind of knock any of that off. And then from there I dry them out and then they go into the arrangement. So it's a bit of a process, but we'll kind of, yeah, I'll show you what I do anyway. Alright, so I'm in the laundry and I've just filled the sink up with a little bit of water, with some like cold water. I've got my arrangement here and I've got a little garbage bag over here, and basically all I'm going to do now is go through and just remove all the lower leaves. You're not going to want them in the water of your arrangement, so I'm going to remove those and then it's just going to go into the water, just in the event that there's bugs and such on them, because I don't want that in the house. So that's what I'm going to do and I'll show you once I'm done. So that is my flowers. I've taken all of the ends off, as I said, and they're just going to soak. I'm just going to leave them for like maybe 5-10 minutes just in the water. It's not, I've just done a very thin layer of water just in case there is, as I said, any little bugs. Obviously spending that time cleaning the ends of these stems also gives you the opportunity to kind of check them for any little stowaways that might have made it in from the garden. But yeah, so maybe 5-10 minutes and then I will pick a vase and we'll get this arranged. Whilst we're waiting for the flowers, I actually wanted to show you this dress. I don't often show clothing on my channel. It's not, I don't actually buy a lot of clothes. I sort of have quite a complete wardrobe already, so I don't buy too many things. But I purchased this yesterday and actually thought it was really beautiful, and I thought to share it only because it's not a brand I've ever purchased from before, and I thought if anyone else watching this also lives in a really warm climate like I do, this dress might be perfect for you. So as you can see, it's just a shirt dress, but it's got this really beautiful sort of like Italian Riviera print on it. Just button down, just, I mean, you could even wear it, you could unbutton it all and wear it as a bit of like a beach cover up as well. And yeah, by the pool, that sort of thing. You could wear a slip under it, wear it open, and just, yeah. Anyway, I will probably wear it like this as a bit of a shirt dress, but it is an oversized dress. So it just is very loose, very comfortable, and very airy, which I desperately need in this hot weather. So, and the other really brilliant thing about it is certified organic cotton. So the brand is Orientique. I don't know if where you are, you'll be able to access the brand Orientique, if there might be like a stock list near you, but it's a really beautiful brand and they just have some nice pieces. I think I paid $149 for it. Amalfi dress with collar. And I got the extra small, the size 10 Australian size. It is very oversized though, so you definitely don't need to necessarily size up or down. I tend to range between a 10 and a 12 anyway, but you just kind of take your normal size from across the shoulders and just across the bust. I have quite a large bust, so I think a smaller size would be a bit too tight across the shoulders and just across the chest area. But there is so much material in the skirt of it. It's just unbelievably cool. It's such a lightweight cotton, but it's not see-through. I often find with lightweight cottons that they can be quite see-through. Anyway, I'm not affiliated with the brand, never bought from them before or anything, but I just wanted to share it with you as my friend, basically, in the event that, yeah, you're in a hot climate like me and you're looking for really sort of pretty things that are also cool and not going to be really restrictive in the high sort of summer heats. But this will just be, yeah, really flowy, beautiful print, gorgeous material, and very, very light. So I thought I'd just very quickly share that with you. But let's head back and have a little look and see how the flowers are going. All right, here is the arrangement done. I have to say I'm not very technical or anything. I just pop the bits in and kind of just go with a feeling. I go with my gut feeling of how I think it is going to look and where things should go. But it is very much a sort of purple, white and green arrangement. And as you saw, it's just basically all things from my garden that I've been able to forage. I'll show you the other side as well. So I think that that looks really pretty and just adds a little something to the kitchen. And as you can see in here, you've got a little storm cell coming through. Gosh, the sound of the rain is lovely. The garden is just loving this weather at the moment. It is just hot and rainy. Look how big those raindrops are. They're massive. Would you believe I left home and it was not sunny, but it wasn't raining, and I've come the 20 minutes to the garden centre to pick up a navel orange, and it is absolutely, I'm getting drowned standing here talking to you. It is thunder. I had to pull in underground somewhere. There was hail when I was driving. It's a whole thing today. Going to be one of those days, but they do have, you can see there, yep, they've got a dwarf orange, Washington navel orange. They've got some really pretty things, and of course only one here because it's bucketing with rain in a massive storm, but you know, garden centre life. It's coming across on camera, but it is flooding here at the garden centre. Oh my goodness. I am very, very tempted by these white hydrangeas. Magical pearl, I think that they are gorgeous. I may have to pick up some of those. Wow. Alright, so I'm an absolute drowned rat at the moment. I'm got rained on, so we've got a few more of these. And then I did end up picking up one of these. I think it is so beautiful. It's the magical pearl. And then what we came here for was a replacement dwarf Washington navel orange. So as you know, one of my navel oranges didn't make it when the transfer, so this is just a replacement for that. And I've also just picked up another of the oriental lace cap hydrangeas. Everything's drowned. It's just gonna be a very stormy afternoon. So I left you yesterday at the garden centre when we had purchased like the navel oranges and the hydrangeas and that, and we were quite bedraggled because of the storms and all the rain that we had. After that, I basically just went home. It stormed and rained pretty much for the rest of the day, and I am actually headed back to said garden centre. I'm hoping they still have some of those white hydrangeas that we got yesterday in stock, and they haven't, you know, sold out. Because I've got an idea of where I want to put a little cluster of them that I think would be really beautiful. So that is where we are heading now. Slight change of plans. I'm going to head into Bed Bath and Table first because they've got some candles on sale that I'd like to get as Christmas presents. So we're just going to head in here and have a little poke around and see what they've got. Or I didn't film too much because I ended up buying quite the number of things. A little box full of goodies. We will definitely go through this when we get home and I'll show you all the bits and bobs. But now we're going to head off to the garden centre and hope that they still have the white hydrangeas in stock. Alright, mission has been successful. They still have some left. So we're going to pick up a few of these for a little project, possibly in the orchard. So I am home now, and I said we would go through this box, so I thought we would do this together now. So these are all the little sort of bits and pieces that I purchased kind of at the garden centre and also at Bed Bath and Table. This is basically a tea towel, but I don't use it as a tea towel. I don't find these sort of cotton printed tea towels particularly absorbent, but the reason I bought this is because I tend to do a tray. I do a breakfast tray and I do sort of like an afternoon tea tray, and I want to drape this over the tray. I will show you in a moment. I'll pull out a tray and I'll kind of show you my vision for that, but I bought a few of these and I just thought it would be so anyway, I'll show you once I've got the tray out and we'll explain that a bit more. I did buy another one of these analog timers. I've spoken to you about these before. If you do not like your overhead lights like me and you like having lamp lights, and particularly at Christmas, all of my Christmas trees are on these timers and all of my Tiffany style lamps are on these timers. They're so unbelievably easy to use. You just plug it into the wall, plug your lamp, in this case, into this one, and then you can kind of just set your time to whatever the current time is, and then you just basically depress the little buttons here as to when you would like the light to turn on and off, and it does it all automatically for you, which is absolutely brilliant. And I needed one more of these because I ended up stealing one from my Tiffany lamp. If I show you, if I just pan up, this lamp here, I ended up stealing the timer for this tree, so I just wanted to get an additional timer for this lamp. So I got that, and then these bows, the red of these bows, that's my red. That is the red that I absolutely love. If you get the light in the camera, it comes across quite bright, but it's definitely more that kind of red in person, that really beautiful dark red velvet. And I definitely know this Christmas is like the Ralph Lauren Christmas is definitely in, but this color is like my color. I absolutely adore it, and I think the velvet bows, and so I basically bought these little kind of clip-on ones, and I'm wanting to add these to the new garlands that I got this year. if you've been following along with the vlogs, we will have put the garlands up together. So we're going to add, I bought 6 of these, so I want to add 3 bows to each garland, and I just think that's going to be so pretty. Just that little pop of red to kind of go with all the other decorations. I definitely have a lot of red in my Christmas decorations. It's definitely kind of my sort of year-to-year theme is this beautiful dark red. So I got 6 of those, and we will pop them up together in a moment. And then that is the receipt. I bought some Christmas decorations, which we will look at in a, oops, what else did I buy? Oh, I bought some picture hooks to hang some paintings. But for Christmas presents, I bought 3 of these to gift. So these are the Circa Raspberry and Rhubarb. Now this is kind of their Christmas fragrance, but raspberry and rhubarb to me is obviously Christmassy, but I definitely think it's almost sort of that, it's trans-seasonal to me. Oh, one-handed. There we go. And you can kind of see it's just got this very pretty little kind of, I mean, I guess it's a Christmas wreath on it, but I definitely think even throughout the year, that's just a very pretty little decoration. And it's a double wicked. Oh my goodness, I can smell it. It's making my mouth water. Oh, it is beautiful. And it smells like raspberries and rhubarb. It's absolutely gorgeous. I have to say, Circa is probably one of my favorite candle brands because the fragrance, it actually throws the fragrance really far. I sometimes find with candles that the fragrance kind of doesn't, you know, when you smell the candle, it smells good, but once you light it, it doesn't actually kind of fill a room. But these ones definitely do, and they have heaps of different fragrances. But this year, I normally get either the lychee and rose. I've got that here in the house. So lychee and rose is definitely one of my favorites. The blood orange is so fresh and juicy for like summer, and the pear and lime, they're probably my favorites. But this is sort of a new fragrance, raspberry and rhubarb. I loved it so much. You can see I bought 3 of them, and I'm going to gift them as part of Christmas presents. So I actually will go together, and I'll kind of show you what I've been doing with the Christmas presents, just in the event that you're up for any last minute kind of gift ideas. So I might leave them in the box because we'll take them in the box, and I'll just show you. Can I do this one-handed? We will also add these decorations to the tree in my sitting room. So these were all from Bed Bath and Table, and I just thought, like, look at that. It's a hot air balloon, and it's completely like a porcelain. It says Merry Christmas on it, and the little Santa is actually really cute. I don't know if you're gonna understand what I mean by this, but sometimes like the little figure isn't cute, you know, like it doesn't have a cute little face on it or anything, but this one's actually super cute. And so he just sort of hangs off of the hot air balloon, and obviously it just sort of fits onto the tree. So I'm very excited to get that onto the tree. So we'll do that together now. I'll just gently place it there. And then, what else did I get? Let's have a little look and see. Oh, that's right. I added a few extra little sort of red velvet and gold decorations, like little baubles. That is so beautiful. Again, it's that really pretty, that's probably more of the color there in person. The camera always makes it look a little bit lighter, but it's a really dark red velvet, then with that kind of gold decoration, like almost like leaf detail on it. That is really pretty. I'll put that. And then I got one more. Goodness me. Oh gosh. And then this was the other one, again, that beautiful dark red velvet, and then it's just got these lines of sort of like gold threading and then little gold beads in that. I think they're going to look so pretty on the tree. Wow, beautiful. All right. Whoops. All right, I'm going to clean up this mess a little bit, and then we're going to go and kind of place all of these bits. So I thought I'd very quickly just show you my intention with the little gorgeous floral and bee tea towel. So I have these like white, they're obviously very battered, but they're sort of very rustic and well loved. I actually really like that worn look. But I've got these sort of white worn trays, and they have little legs that you can fold down. And I tend to do a breakfast tray. Again, if you've been following along with the vlogs for a while, and you've been subscribed, you will have seen me use these trays so many times. But I tend to do a breakfast tray in the morning, so I'll kind of have like my breakfast and my cutlery and like my tea and juices and all of that on this tray. And then I can like go back to bed and enjoy my breakfast in bed on these gorgeous trays. And then I also do, generally, if it's not like a work day where I'm in the office, I do an afternoon tea tray. So again, I'll sort of have like my little afternoon tea, whatever it might be, fruit or a scone, and then like my tea and all that on the tray. So trays definitely get a lot of use, and I just think having like a tea towel like this thrown over the top is so beautiful. I know, you know, when you go to like a hotel, a really lovely hotel, and you get room service and they have those gorgeous thick cotton or linen kind of towels over the trays. That's kind of the vibe I'm going for, but I wanted to have something a little bit more fun with that, and so that's why I picked, I think these are absolutely gorgeous. So you can see it's just got this really pretty floral then with all the little bees, and you could almost do like the trays seasonal. So I am in Australia and I am in the beginning of summer here, so it's very warm. So this is very seasonal for me, but I could get like a Christmas one with a really beautiful Christmas sort of print on it. And then, you know, throughout November, December, the sparkle season, I could have like my little Christmas sort of towel over it. And then in summer, use this one. I could get a spring and autumn. You get my gist. But I think that is so beautiful. I love the colors so much. It's made me so happy. so happy. You'll definitely be seeing this. Okay, so I've just spent like a minute adding those bows. Oh my gosh, I love it. They are much darker in person. You're kind of getting almost the shine of the light on them with the camera, but in person they are so much darker. Oh, they're so cute. Oh, I love it. It just adds that little pop of red up there. Red is definitely, as I said earlier, a bit of a theme with my Christmas decorations. So, and these garlands are new this year, and they're pre-lit and they're on timers. So around about sort of like 5:30, 6 o'clock in the evening, they turn on for 6 hours, and they just have this really gorgeous sort of pulsing, nice, slow, even kind of twinkle light throughout. And I think those bows are just the cutest thing ever. Oh my goodness, they're gorgeous. They've got like a wiring on the outside, so you really can sort of twist the bow and, you know, have it sitting how you want. The other good thing is, as you saw, they're just sort of like little clip-in bows. So if next year I want to do something a little bit different, I certainly can. Like if I want to move them and put them on the tree, I could definitely do that. And just, yeah, repurpose them for so many different things. So I have added the bows onto this garland as well. So this is the same, just a pre-lit garland. New to me this year. The bows just are so beautiful. Oh, I love that. Very, very happy with that. So this is the little tree in my sitting room. I brought you along with Mum and I while we decorated it. So if you haven't watched that video and you would like to, you'll be able to find it on my channel. Should maybe be just last week's video. So I'm going to add in the new little pieces just where I've noticed, you know, a couple of little gaps, and I think they're going to look so pretty. All right, I've added in those few little bits. This is the little hot air balloon. Is that not the sweetest thing you've ever seen? Oh my goodness. I just think, and the quality, that's the other thing. It's actually really beautiful. It's like ceramic or porcelain or whatever it is, but the quality is so gorgeous. I have seen some others like this, but you can see like the gluing, and they just were nowhere near as nice as this. Oh, I am so happy. And then, what else? Added in this little one here. Gosh, that color. I need dresses and all of that in that color, that beautiful dark wine red. And then I just added the other one just around here. And so I think that that's looking really beautiful as well. At the moment, I've just left the little ties that they come with on the baubles, but I don't like them. I don't think they look very nice. And I did see when we were at Bed Bath and Table, they actually sold like the metal ornament hooks. So I think I'm going to maybe get a packet of those and swap over. Not all of them. Some of them have, like these ones here have the really gorgeous like red velvet ribbons. I think that's fine. There's a few that I've got that have got like the twine, and it kind of goes with the bauble. But just a few of them, I would like to swap them over. Oh, that is just the cutest thing ever. All right, on to the next thing. So I've just added in the little candles, and I thought I'd very quickly just show you a little bit of gift inspiration, just in case you're looking for any kind of last minute gifts. How I kind of structure it is, I'm in the guest room at the moment, and I kind of do little groupings of the presents. So I'll have like a little you know, this is like a little cluster for my sister, and then I've got another one, and I've got one for my mum, and so kind of work in little clusters just so I can kind of visually see what I have for everyone. And then I kind of work on assembling it, and then once it's all assembled, I wrap it pretty much straight away. So I have started wrapping weeks ago, so there is already wrapped presents under my trees basically. But I thought I'd give you some very quick gift inspiration is what I was looking for there. I've got my wrapping paper and all that ready to go here. So we actually got these together. These were from Adair's. These are dishcloths, and I know that sounds very unfun, but I think they are so beautiful. I have had these, I've got several packets of, not these ones, they come in all different prints, but I've picked sort of the, what do they call these ones, like the Santorini print. You can sort of see the cost there. Yeah, the Sorrento print. So they were $25. You get 3 dishcloths in the pack. Ooh, the camera will focus. Come on. There we go. You get 3 dishcloths in the packet, and they're machine washable. You just reuse. And I just think for wiping down, you know, stovetop, your benches in your kitchen, anything like that, it's just so nice to have a pretty dishcloth. It's a practical gift. It's not crazy expensive. It's something that they will use. And yeah, I just think that that's really lovely and just such a great option for people. And as I said, I've had mine for ages and they work really well. I've got all different prints, but I thought that this sort of Italian sort of themed print is really nice. So I've got a packet of those. You can see I've got a little basket here. My intention for that is to kind of pop little delicatessen pieces in there, so relishes and chutneys and that sort of thing in there. I always think that that is such a nice gift for people, you know, beautiful olive oils, that sort of thing. So that is what I'm wanting to put into that little basket. There is just some hair care bits and pieces here, Moroccan oil sort of bits, and then I've got the candle that I showed you earlier. And then I've got, now we have sort of purchased the bits and pieces of this together. So we've got the reed diffuser refills here. And then I have these here. These are decanters. They're like a glass, sort of crystal cut decanter with the little lid. And the intention is, I have done something similar like this with you earlier this year, maybe like in January or something. I've got one towards the front door. I've got a much larger one than this. This is a little bit smaller, but they work an absolute treat. And I think that these sort of clear, sort of glass cut bottles are just so elegant. And there's obviously no branding or anything on them, so I think they're really pretty and just a very nice addition to the home. So I've got those, and then I've got these fragrances. So this is the lemongrass, lime, and bergamot. This is the fragrance that I'm using in my house. I think it is beautiful. So I've got the same fragrance for everyone. But basically, you just pour a little tiny bit of the diffuser oil in the bottom, and you put a few little reed sticks in, and the smell is this particular one, I've tried a few of the diffuser oils and not all of them throw the scent very far, but this one definitely does. And I think maybe once a week, I think generally on a Sunday, I basically just kind of go through and just turn the, like, pull the diffuser out and then put it back in the other way, and you just get gorgeous scent for a good 7 days. I've obviously got one in the entryway because I think that's so nice when guests sort of come in, for them to come in and your house smells really beautiful. And I'm also wanting one for in my bathroom. I think that that'll be really pretty in there. But yeah, so that's just a few little gift ideas in case you're, you know, looking for inspiration. The other thing I'll show you that I purchased is these. So another really good solution is when brands do their own gifts. So this is L'Occitane. And I mean, look at that box for a moment. Is that not the most gorgeous, like, box? You'd almost want to just keep the box for the print, and it's such a pretty box. And then in here they've got your sort of like shower gel, like the lavender shower gel, and then the room spray, like your nighttime spray for sleep. It's like a pillow mist. I use this one. This is the one that I have, and it is absolutely gorgeous. Such that it's just such a comforting, relaxing smell. So that is also a really great option, and obviously they're beautifully packaged, so whoever you give that to would definitely be very happy. But anyway, that is just a few little kind of gift ideas if you're looking for any last minute inspo. Gosh, I feel like the hydrangea has gotten bigger. Every single day I come out, she is just more magnificent. That is the avant-garde hydrangea. Sorry, you're sort of catching her in a bit of the shadow, so I'm not sure if it is super clear for you on camera, but she is spectacular. Wow. I think I've shown her many, many times, but it warrants it. Oh, gorgeous. Rightio. Well, I think that is going to be it from me today. I'm going to bid you farewell. I think there's been quite a lot going on in this video. Goodness me, look at the salvia. Look at it all. Oh, it's doing so well. Oh my gosh, I've got so many tomatoes to harvest. Can you see them all in there? So many ripe tomatoes. Oh my god, that tomato's massive. Everything's going very, very well considering the heat. Goodness, it is warm. I don't know if you can see it over there as well. I did quickly pop in those cucumbers that we bought. I put some over there, and I did put some just in over here where the pumpkin was. We'll see. It is very, very warm already. We're only in early summer and the temperatures are scorching hot. Humidity hasn't kicked in yet, so maybe I'll get a few more cucumbers before that happens. But as I said, I'm going to bid you farewell. I hope you have absolutely loved spending this last couple of days with me. We've been here, there and everywhere. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.